What's going on YouTube? It's Patrick, Mid-10 Outdoors. I started working on my communications a little more for the family. Of course, we all have cell phones. Who doesn't have cell phones? But there could come a time and place when the cell phones aren't working for some reason. So, plus we travel a lot. We do a lot of camping and hiking and backpacking and that kind of stuff. And wanted to have ways that we could communicate between each other, you know, out in the field, period. So, here's what I'm working on so far. I do have a couple of your little GMSR radios. I got the Motorola style. The reason why I went with this one is present. So, I figured I'll work with what I got. Now, these are pretty cool little radios. I do have... you know, it's 22 channels. Of course, you do your privacy channels and all that good stuff. They are able to accept the little single pin earphone and microphone pit capabilities. These are from Radio Shack. You can actually do the Vox with them where it's voice controlled. They just go in the single ear, a little coiled wire. And what I've done is I've taken just a plain old case and I've turned it into a case for them to hold them. Hold the radios, the both the mics and the charger. They're charged right now. The cool thing about these two radios is they will also, not only do they have the rechargeable battery pack, but you can also pull it out and put regular batteries in it. Just takes AA batteries, 3 of them, so you've always got a backup if your rechargeable battery goes down. That was one of the main things I was looking at when I got this one, or when I was asked what I wanted with these, how I wanted them. Now, to accompany those, let me get this out of the way. Like I said, this is just a case I picked up at work from a system we put in somewhere. It's got foam padding, so it works great for storing those radios in it. Place back here, set that out of the way. Now, to go a step further, and let me throw out a little warning to you. Now, this radio you can buy. It will operate the GMSR radios. It'll also operate marine radio. It'll also operate ham radio. It'll also pick up scanner frequencies and all that good stuff. So with that said, if you're communicating on GMSR, you need to be doing it on low power so you don't get in trouble. If you go in there and start trying to play ham radio operator without your license, FCC comes and knocks on your door and it's a $10,000 fine. So I do have a Baofeng. This is the UV5R V2 Plus handheld ham radio. Now, I do have the extended antenna on it, which can get you out to your 4 watts easily. 4 to 5 watts. I think it's 4 watts. That's why these antennas do not come off, because you're held down to the 1 watt. Now I can down power this thing to 2 watts and put a shorter antenna that originally came back on it. I still have to get the mic and earphone piece for this that I want. Now this one uses what they call the Kenwood system. Let me see if I can get that in the camera. It's a dual plug, and no, the ones that are made for, I think it's Uniden, will not work on this radio. They're not wide enough. Now, with this radio, let me throw something else out there. For say I think it's around 150 bucks, you can get 4 of these radios, program them all the same, and crap hits the fan, you can push these to the side, because now you got 4 watts of power and FCC ain't gonna be around to slow you down anymore. So you'd have good communications. With it so far, I do have also an extended battery. I'm fixing to buy another one of those. I have the home charger, which is right there. You can see this is the home charger. And of course you can put the phone in there, or the radio in there, or you can charge the battery just like I'm doing now. And I do have the small battery. Does have a great belt clip. Now all three of these radios right now I have them programmed in to the same frequency on GMSR, and I'm on low power right now, so I can key those radios up and vice versa. I can key this radio up. As you see, when you go red, you're communicating. When green, it's coming into you. So this is my start into getting me some good communications going. I am going to try and get my ham operator's license this winter. I'll start at the basic and work my way. I just want to be able to use the radio for what it's meant for to be used. This is basically a ham radio, portable handheld ham radio. This is your basic getting into it. One single radio right now is $35 online. That's Amazon. You can't beat that. You're not going to get into ham radio any cheaper than that. I do want a CB radio, a handheld, and a mountable. Eventually, I want to cover all the communications possible that can be transmitted on this particular unit. Now, we'll have to say, I live in Wilson County. Davidson County is to my border. I can't monitor their police department right now, and I can't monitor my police department because they're on the digital band. That does not pick it up. Let me repeat, this will not pick up the digital bands that are well over 800, 900 megahertz not megahertz, I may be saying it wrong. So don't kill me, guys. Don't beat me up too bad. But you can't pick those frequencies up on this particular radio. If you want a radio that will pick up those and pick up those only, you're looking $400, $500, $600 to get one of those that'll pick up the digital bands that a lot of the police departments are going to. Now right now, my local sheriff's department, my fire department is still on the old tradition. Word has it, that could change within the next couple of years. That stinks. But you can at least go and listen to ham radio, and those guys get on there when things go bad and things happen, and they talk to each other, so you can listen to what's really going on. If you lose communications, or you lose TV, or you lose whatever, you'd have the ham radio to fall back on to find out what's going on in the community or around your community. Now you can also monitor marine radio with this thing too. So you're pretty well covering marine, GMSR, FSR, or FRS, excuse me. Any of the police scanners. The other thing, this is very programmable by hand, but it's even more programmable. See right there, that was the sheriff's department. It's even more programmable on a computer with some software called Chirp software. I'm not going to get into all that. There's a lot of great videos out there on these radios and how to program this particular radio. Get out there and search it out. But communications is going to be a key to your family group if anything does happen. If we're the last people left on this street and we need to go out and scout, I can outfit radio per person, leave this one to be the main base, or eventually when I have a home base unit, then we go out and we can communicate with each other. Now, remember, line of sight. These things really require line of sight, line of sight, or very level plane to communicate. Yes, they'll say 33-mile, radius of transmitting to each other. Well, that's if you're in the frickin' desert and it's flat. that is not in the state of Tennessee or any other hilly state around me. This thing will come closer to doing what these won't, because you can get to the full 4 watts with that. It's illegal to do 4 watts, remember that. If you keep it down on the low band, on the low power, when you communicate with these like I have them set up, you're fine. So, oh yeah, and it's not good to be on the marine radios either. Sheriff's Department again. So, anyway, that's how I've got my communications. Leave comments, because like I said, I'm just learning this stuff. I know not to get on there and get on the ham radio stations. I know not to talk back to people I'm not supposed to be talking back to. I do know that it's okay as long as I'm in low power to communicate with these. So I'm good there. So, this is Patrick. Hope you enjoyed the new opening, because you will be seeing the new opening here in just a minute, or when you first logged on to watch the video. And I've got more coming. Got a new gun, so there's a new gun coming, and that's it. I got a bunch of other stuff. I've just been busy. Sorry guys. Thanks for sticking around with me, and well, have a good night.